Ciao besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Viviana, and in this video we're gonna take a deep dive into one of the most important, if not the most important part about brand design, the brand strategy. A couple of weeks ago I made a video about how to spice up your client presentations. If you haven't watched it, it's here somewhere. And of course I talked a lot about brand strategy and what you can add to make it easier for the client to understand and also make it more engaging in general. But to my surprise, many of you asked me about brand strategy, and some of you told me that you're not even sure what it is and why do you need it. So here I am coming to the rescue. Today in this video we're gonna cover all the basics. What it is, why it is important to build a brand identity for your business, and what you should put in it. Disclaimer before starting, always. Every designer builds their own strategy over time. There isn't just one way of doing it. Every designer's strategy looks different, I'm pretty sure. Some things have different names or are structured in a different way. Your strategy should be built around your process and how you approach the project. Just be creative, be you. As long as the information that you're providing has a purpose and it's effective, go for it. But enough with this, let's get to the good stuff. Oh no, actually, before we start, if you find value in this video, make sure to show your support and leave me a like. So, what is this brand strategy? Why do we always hear people talking about it? Is it really that important? Well, brand strategy is the foundation of a brand. Everything that you're gonna do visually is gonna be built based on that. Behind every design decision, there should always be research and strategy. Because only a brand identity designed with purpose is gonna have the results that you're looking for. If you're not the person behind the business, you know their goals and their values, and you also study the market and its competitors, you're obviously gonna have a way better chance of nailing the project and getting the business to the places they want to get to. Every brand needs strong foundations to leave a mark. Branding tells your audience exactly who you are, and if you don't even know what the business is and who they are, how are you gonna build a brand identity for them? And of course you can only achieve that through strategy. I'm not saying of course that you cannot make a good logo without strategy, but in this case we're not just talking about having a cool logo. We are talking about something that's gonna help the business in the long run. Now let's take a step back for a moment. I know that all these words may sound big and serious and intimidating, and oh my god, how am I ever gonna do that? But this is just another skill that you can learn in time. When I was at uni, they didn't teach us about this. This is something that I learned over the past year, and I'm still learning, and that's okay. I think that this is something worth exploring and learning about, also because as a working designer, it will help you upgrade your process and your services. If you offer more value, then of course you should charge more for it. But again, let's take it easy. How do you start? What is the first step of building a brand strategy? First, you need to get to know the business and the people behind it. Usually, when a client approaches you to inquire your services, they will tell you a little bit about them and the business. Actually, in my inquiry form on my website, I have some sections where the client can tell me as much as they want about them. And it's obviously essential to understand what you're dealing with in the first place. But after that, after the proposal, the contract, the deposit, that's when you actually get to know the business. Another thing that I want to say before moving on, many designers handle this stage of the process in a different way than I do. A lot of people have calls where they discuss all of these details over the phone with the client, but personally, I don't think that this is the best way for me, like me specifically. If you want to jump on a call, great. If you don't want to do that, at least not yet, that's okay too. Many designers also have intro calls, so calls before the client even hires them. Personally, again, I don't love the idea of giving away information and advice for free, so unless they're willing to pay for the consultation, then not happening. But everyone is free to do whatever works best for them. Just be careful. There are some nasty people out there who have no problem taking advantage of you and your expertise for their own benefit. Just saying. Anyway, once the client is booked, you are ready to start the process. And the first thing that the client is gonna have to do once they get access to their client portal is filling out a questionnaire that in the biz we called the discovery questionnaire. In this questionnaire, you're gonna ask literally any question that can help you help them. Who are you and what do you do? Why did you start your business? What do you want to achieve? Who is your target audience? And so many others. I actually downloaded my questionnaire template for free from Abiconic's shop, and then I tweeted and added my own spin to it. But if you're not sure about what kind of question you should ask, that's a really great place to start. I'm gonna link it below. After you gather all of this information, you are finally ready to start the research process. I usually do a quick discovery call with my client to go over some of the answers and get more information about about something if I need to. This is also just a good way to touch base with your client before you actually start the work. So now, what do you do with all of this information? Well, first of all, you need to research the business and its market. Is it an online business or an actual physical place? Is it product-based or service-based? Where and how are they gonna sell? How are they gonna be in contact with the client? Many of the decisions will be based just on this. Then focus on what the business wants to achieve. They have told you their goals and their values in the questionnaire, so now it's time to develop solutions that will make the business reach those goals while presenting themselves as they want and attracting like-minded people. Another important thing to study is, of course, the target audience. This is going to be covered in the questionnaire as well. Once you know who the business is looking to attract, you need to come up with a way to communicate using a language that this specific kind of people will understand and resonate with. This is why I personally believe that a brand identity can be based on personal preferences only. Because just because the person behind the business likes something, it doesn't mean that it's a good fit for the business or for the customers. This is a stage of the process where you can add the target personas to your presentation. If you're curious about that and you want to know more about it, you can go and check out my other video that I mentioned at the beginning. Then we move on to the competitor analysis. To me, that's one of the most important parts. I don't know, it always helps me get a clearer idea of what needs to be done and how. Doing research about similar businesses is essential because you will actually get to see what's working and what it isn't working for them and how you can set apart from them. If you see that they're doing something and you know why it isn't working, you can fix that. Or you can go the opposite way and say, you know what, let's not do that. This can apply to anything from the fonts and the colors that they're using to the way that they're using social media or the products they sell. The key is find the competitors' weaknesses and provide a solution for that. The next step is crucial for the process and it's the creative direction. After doing all the research and learning all about the business, it's time to get the creative juices flowing and start coming up with ideas, visual ideas. This is the part where you're gonna create some mood boards for your client with their respective creative directions. This is probably the part of the process that you're the most familiar with, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. But the one thing that I wanted to point out is that you're gonna be able to come up with a good creative direction and create a good mood board just because you now have studied the brand and you know everything that you need to know about it. Those design decisions that you're gonna make are gonna have a purpose. You're not gonna make them just for the sake of it, just because they look good, you know? And again, if you want some tips and tricks on how you can step up your mood board game, I also talk about this in my other video. Gosh, I really did say a lot in that video, didn't I? And last but not least, one thing that I added to my brand strategy presentation is the insights and creative solutions. In this section, I basically go over everything that isn't working in the business if it's a business that already exists and the things that we should focus on going into the project. And with this, I also provide creative solutions. When it comes to this stage, you don't have to just talk about what you're gonna do personally. For example, if you see that there's something that isn't quite working in their website, you can let them know and give them advice, even if you're not gonna work on their website personally. This is just some general advice that you can give them based on your research and your knowledge. So these are just the basics of what I think should be added in a brand strategy presentation. Of course, there's a lot more little things that every designer adds and that come with time. Don't feel like you have to have everything figured out from the beginning. My strategy most certainly did not look like this when I started. But if you still feel like you want more information and you want to learn more about brand strategy, you can check out Skillshare and their amazing classes. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of classes where you can learn literally anything with just one membership. If you're just getting started with brand design or design in general, Skillshare classes are a great way to learn. If you click the first link in my description below, you will get a 50% off using the promo code SUMMER50 until August 21st. 50% off, you guys. And if you do that, you will also help me in the channel, so thank you. Well, I hope this video was helpful and it answered your questions about brand strategy. Next time someone tells you, but I don't need strategy, I just need a logo, send them this video and see if they change your mind. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and let me know in the comments what you guys think. Did you know about brand strategy? And if so, what is the one thing that you have to have in your presentations? I would love to discuss that in the comments. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already and you would love to see more videos like this. Follow me on all my social media, especially Instagram. That's where I update you on all of these videos and where I post my projects. If you made it to this part of the video, let's comment the trophy emoji because we want the businesses that we're working with to be successful. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in another video next week. Ciao!